Welcome to this session on modifying data on spaces from the schedules dialog. Now you may note I have gone through and tweaked the spaces a little. So just as we did in the earlier sessions, if I select the space once it's been placed, I have handles and I can modify the extents of that space. And of course that will change the actual area. We still know what the programmed area was. So for instance, if I wanted to wrap this outdoor seasonal area around the corner here, I could use my insert vertex tool, insert a vertex there, perhaps another one here. And make whatever adjustments I needed. But now we're actually going to take a look at the data that is on those spaces. So I'm going to go up to my data reporting tab and open the schedules dialog. Now I have my filter set to show used active, which means it will only show spaces that are in this active file. So that's essentially the food market or grocery store spaces that we just placed. And if I expand this here, I have different layouts available. That's simply different ways to organize the data. If I just select here, it gives me all the data, and we can see we've got those ceiling heights, everything that was in the Excel spreadsheet. I now have actual areas as well as the programmed areas, as well as a part definition. Notice that as those spaces were placed, they were all given a part definition of space general. We're going to go in and change that in a moment. But we also have those floor materials, ceiling finishes that was in the Excel spreadsheet. So what we're going to do now is change some of our spaces. We're going to take anything that would be a sales area and we're going to change its family and part so that it is given a part of retail, and then that will change the color of that space, but it would also give us a way to sort and filter on that space. So I'm going to start by selecting all the spaces, so I can just use my shift key and select everything. And then using my control key, I'm going to deselect anything I would not consider a sales area. So that might be our 3 entrances and the outdoor seating. Actually expand that so I can see this. And also the checkout area. Everything else I'm going to leave selected, and then we're going to change the part definition. So to change the part definition, I just come over into that column. I'm going to right click on one of those selected spaces in that column. And I'm going to select Modify Properties. That will open that Edit Space dialog. And the only thing we're going to change is this part definition. So I'm going to come down to the Materials tab, select the part definition, and we're still going to use the space family, but we'll change the actual part to retail. And then I'm going to use the Enter key to accept that, and then left click in the view. You'll see the Schedules dialog update. You can see those now have a retail space. Let's go ahead and close the dialog, and you can see that those spaces have been re-symbolized. They have a different color because they have a different part definition. Okay, next we're going to make another modification to the data through the Schedules dialog, but this time we're going to use something which is called Excel Exchange. So I'm going to open up the schedules dialog again, and I'll select my spaces. And I'm going to start by sorting the data by the actual area, and I'm going to sort it descending. So I've got the largest spaces first and then going down like that. Next, I'm going to sort by that part definition that we just changed. That'll group all my retail sales areas together. Just make it a little bit easier to edit this way. And then we're going to use this Excel exchange. And the reason for that is sometimes it might be easier to edit data or add data in Excel rather than the schedule dialog. So I'm just going to pull down the Excel exchange and select Edit in Excel. So that will open that data in an Excel file. And there I can use Excel functionality to edit. So for instance, I want to number all these retail sales areas with a special space number starting with S. We're going to start S01 through however many we have here. And I've already ordered them the way I want from basically largest to smallest. So I'm going to start in the first retail space here. Scroll down to the first one there. And I'm going to type in the number I want. So that's S01. And I'll do the second one. That sets up a pattern. And then I'm going to select both those numbers. And I can quickly number the rest now that I've set up the pattern by simply selecting the handle there on the lower left and dragging it down to all the spaces. Now I only have 12, but you can imagine if you had 40 or 50, that this would be a very quick way to do this. And so it has numbered all those spaces. I'm just going to save my changes. I can close this file then, and I'll just come back to my schedules dialog and select the update from Excel. And I'm going to select the file there. It should match up with the catalog name, so space.excel. Open that up. And it's telling you it's importing that, 0 errors. We're just going to close that. And now we can see those spaces have been numbered based on the Excel spreadsheet. And I could now sort by those numbers. So again, data can be added to the model through the schedule dialog, either by editing directly in the schedule dialog or by exchanging the data into Excel, making the edits there, and then importing it back in.
If you found this video helpful, please give it a like. If you want to see more such series, consider subscribing to our channel. Thank you, and see you next time.